Hello everyone, my name is John Mittin and I will explain your ASCII04 assignment 4. So, basically in this step, I'll load the Assign04 CSV file, which is the assignment 4 provide us. This will allow us to perform data manipulation and analysis tasks in the following steps. So the question 2, here I use the head 5. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna get a more result, of course, like until here. So this provides an initial overview of the data structure and content. So the question 3 here, to demonstrate the ability to drop a column without modifying the original data frame, I temporarily remove the model column using the drop method, right? As you can see here. Another drop method I use here for question 4. So I permanently delete the model column by reassigning the data frame without the model column back to my DF. I verify the deletion by checking the column names. Question 5 here, again, another drop. So the question 5, I delete rows with indices 1 through 5. So using the drop method, of course, with in place true, here you can see, and this ensures the changes are directly applied to the original data frame. So the question 6, to calculate, right, yeah, so to calculate the central tendency of the range columns, so I use the mean method here. So this gives the average values of all entries in the column. Excuse me. So question 7, yeah, the count value counts, right? So I first count how many times the value f appears in the type column using value counts, so the get. Then I replace all accuracy of f with a using the replace methods. Sorry. Question 8. So the cost column contains unwanted characters like here, as you can see, like a dollar sign. So I just clean these using the str replace method with a regular expression and ensure it is applied to the entire column. So question 9. So after cleaning the cost column, I convert this data type from string to integer using the s-type int method. So like this allows us to perform numerical operation on it. So the question 10. So the analyze cost distribution. So I use here the method mean group by. So it's actually group the data by contents to calculate contents wise averages using group by and mean. Here, question 10, right? So we move on to 11. So I use the AGG here. So the method compute the minimum, maximum, and standard deviation of the cost column for each continent. This gives insight into the range and variation in costs. So the question 12. So to explore other numerical columns, I select them using select DTYPES methods. So and then I compute the mean, max, and standard deviation for each group by continent. The question 13, I use bar chart right here, basically. So using a bar chart, right? So I visualize the average values of numerical columns for each continent. This provides an easy to interpret summary of the data, basically. So you can see here the mean of numerical columns by continent and mean values in the continent. Supposed to be 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So basically, question 14. The value counts again, I use here. The method is used to count the currency of each continent. This reveals of distribution of entires across continents, right? The question 15, here again the value counts. So I calculate the percentage distribution by normalizing to value counts using. So I just, like you can see the normalize it true, and I multiply with 100. So then I get the results here. The question 16, so I use the unique method here. So I display all unique values in the continent columns and non-unique to count the number of unique continents, right? So the 17, again, the value counts here. So it's applied to the cost column to show how frequently each unique cost value occurs, right? So question 18, it's just again the plot histogram, like a histogram with like a 10 bins. So it's plotted to visualize the distribution of cost values, of course. Yeah, another one. So yeah, so here the bins 50. So this provides a clearer view of the cost distribution, right? Then another detailed histogram. So here ISNA, of course, ISNA and sum. So it's count the missing values in zip code or type columns. So like it's just provide a summary of missing values for the entire data frame. Okay. So the question 21, here just calculate the number of rows remaining after dropping rows with any missing values using dropna and of course the shape. So 22 value counts, dropna again the false here. So its method includes non-values in its count, allowing me to account for missing data in the type columns, right? So, and you can see the results every each one. I'm scrolling down. So 23, yes, so it's like the missing values in the type. So it's like columns are replaced with the XXX using filna. So this ensures no null values remain XXX, right? So this is what we done here, and this is the rest what we got here. In the question 24, basically I drop rows with missing values using dropna again here, and reassign the results back to my PDF, and then the row constant printed to confirm the operation. So 25 here, the ID columns is basically it's supposed to be no. So basically I can see here the index columns. No, this sorry, set index and index name. So basically here, as you can see, I just the ID column is set like the data frame index using set index. So it's like the methods we call set index. So this index name is removed, and then the fetch, like I then fetch a specific value using lock. This is what we done here, right? So this is the lock method, as you can see here also. So as 26 index columns and shape, right? So 26, like I analyze the structure of the frame by printing the index columns and shape the index. So it's just property provides the range or labels used as row in like identifiers, while columns list the names of all columns in the data frame. Finally, of course, the shape property shows the number of rows and columns in a tuple format, right? So you can see what the rest we got here. So here so I reset the index of data frame using the reset index. So in place true, of course, the method. So this operation moves the current index back into a column and replace it with a default integer based index, right? So after resetting, I print the updated index columns and shape of the data frame to verify the changes here. So 28, of course. First I use again here value counts and then short index. So the value counts like the continent, like on the continent columns to count the frequency of each unique value. So this gives an overview of how many entires exist for each continent, right? And then the short index like allows me to compare both the frequency and alphabetical order of continents, right? So as you can see here. So 29. So I use here low lock, right? It's supposed to be lock. So the methods I retrieve all columns for the rows with indices. So 1, 3, 5, and 7. So this provides detailed information for specific rows in the data frame. And then I use the head 7 here. The first again is just like a 7, like first 7 rows using a slicing and column selection. This focus on a smaller, right? So subset of the data for further analysis, right? The last one, the question 13. Again, yeah. So I filtered the rows where the type columns is equal to XXX using a condition within the lock. So lock method. So I select the value column and displayed it, and this step isolate the data where type is XXX and shows only the relevant value entires. So this is what I'm done with Assign04. I hope you like it when you're watching. I try my best. Thank you for watching me. Have a great day. Take care of yourself. Thank you for watching me.